Frederick II began operations in Bohemia in 1757, initially achieving victories. However, he was decisively defeated by the Austrians at Kolin, shattering his aura of invincibility. Sweden then joined the anti-Prussian coalition. France and Russia focused on capturing Hanover and East Prussia, respectively. France seized much of Hanover, while Russia captured parts of East Prussia, but logistical problems forced a Russian withdrawal. A second French army advanced into Thuringia, and the Habsburgs launched an offensive into Silesia. Faced with multiple enemies, Frederick II relied on maneuverability and his opponent's mistakes. He achieved a surprising victory against the French and Austrians at Rossbach, and then a brilliant victory against the Austrians at Leuthen. The colonial struggle continued, with Britain achieving some successes. However, the French captured Fort William Henry. In India, the British East India Company, led by Robert Clive, defeated the Nawab of Bengal at Plassey. 1758 saw changes in military leadership. Ferdinand of Brunswick led the Anglo-Hanoverian forces, pushing the French back across the Rhine. Russia occupied parts of East Prussia. Frederick II's plans were disrupted by Russian movements, forcing him to divide his forces. Ferdinand of Brunswick defeated the French at Krefeld. Frederick II engaged the Russians at Zorndorf, a bloody but inconclusive battle. He then moved towards Bohemia, but was defeated by the Austrians at Hochkirch. By 1759, Prussia was struggling against its enemies. Its reserves were depleted, its economy strained, and many soldiers had perished. Frederick II resorted to forced mobilizations. In June, both sides targeted depots. Frederick II attempted to stop the combined Russian and Austrian forces near Kunersdorf, but suffered a devastating defeat. However, disputes among the Allies prevented them from capitalizing on this victory. At Minden, the Anglo-Allied force defeated the French. At Maxen, however, a large number of Prussian troops defected to the Austrians. In the colonies, Britain gained momentum, capturing Quebec City and other key forts. In India, they besieged Pondicherry. In 1760, Prussian armies maneuvered to avoid larger engagements. Frederick II won a victory at Liegnitz. In October, Berlin was briefly captured by Russian and Austrian forces. In November, Frederick II defeated the Austrians at Torgau, but at a heavy cost. Britain achieved further colonial victories, capturing Montreal and solidifying control of Canada. In India, they captured Pondicherry, marking a decisive victory over the French. By 1761, Prussia was severely weakened. Its army was outnumbered 4-1. They continued maneuvering and avoiding direct engagements. The Russians and Austrians captured fortresses. In western Germany, battles were fought with varying outcomes. Prussia's defeat seemed inevitable.